Hi, this is Ryan from Team Family Fun, and I'm going to be profiling my scraps today, which topped locals because it's the best deck in the format. You won 1 Orthros because you get to pop your own stuff, and it's a tuner. That's the only reason to run it.
Does it clog it too?
Yes, because you need another scrap in your hand, like this one or something, to be able to summon it. These are German, which is cool. So this is the Junk Synchron of the deck. You summon it and bring back other stuff. Like, you can bring back Orthros, even though it says you can't. It says it can only be special summoned from your hand, but it was errata and just never reprinted to be like BLS, where it must first be special summoned from its own hand. Everyone cares, Eddie. Then you run Triple Beast because level 4 tuner. I mean, that's all to explain.
I was honestly saying we need a tripod.
I know. Frank broke it. 2 Golem because this is your playmaker. You just start reviving stuff and going off. Shark because it gives the deck a lot of speed, and it provides the deck with the best first turn opening it has, which I can show at the end if we have time.
Speed also kills.
I drove there. Shut up. You run a Goblin, it's a level 3 tuner, and it can't die by battle, and it has a fork for an arm.
And you can also special summon it to your opponent's side of the field and OTK them.
Which, honestly, happens a lot more than you think.
Because it has 0 attack.
Like, I was playing against Madolce in AC, and needed a fully established board. I just went, Golem, special on this to your side of the field, attack for game. Oh. Double Summoner Monk, because you run almost half your deck is spells, and you want to bring out stuff, so this is a lot better. It gives the deck more consistency.
What is this, Heroes?
No, this is Synchro Cat. So moving on to spells, which you run a lot of. You run Double Scrapyard, searches a tuner. If it searched a scrap itself, you'd run 3, because you could search Chimera, but you can only search Beast, Goblin, and Orthros. Then you run Triple Scrapstorm. This is the Gemini Spark of the deck. You target a scrap, Foolish Burial a scrap, draw a card, then destroy the scrap you targeted. So if you combo it with Beast, when Beast or any other tuners are destroyed by a scrap effect, you get to add back a scrap from your graveyard to your hand. So this pretty much searches out a Chimera and makes Chimera alive. Then you run the best card in the deck, the Factory, which can miss timing. But if you don't know what it does, when a scrap is destroyed by a card effect, you special summon a scrap from your deck, which will probably be Golem because it lets you extend your plays. They also gain 200 attack and defense. So Ragna 0 sucks. 2 Soul Charge because 3's cloggy, and it's a win condition, but you don't want to run 3 because I actually found myself running 3. I'd draw 2 of them and they'd be dead.
Bricking his.
Yeah, and this deck bricks a fair amount, but you can start to address it by running 2 Terraforming, for example. Because you need to get to the field spell, or you'll start drawing into golems, which is the worst thing you can do. And the field spell makes the deck. Triple Upstart. I hate this card.
Ew.
I know, Eddie.
Ew.
I hate this card because I'd rather run something else, but you need the consistency and you need the targets for Summoner Monk.
I like giving JD effects too.
Well, the guy you played is an idiot. Then you run the new Supply Unit because you draw every turn. And
Supply Squad,
yeah,
Brian.
Supply Squad.
Jeez,
Read
learn
your
how
own
to
cards,
read.
dude.
whatever. And also, it's like Reckless Greed, where if you draw multiples, you win. Because if you have 3 Supply Squads, and you start blowing up your own stuff, you draw 3 cards.
Supply Squad plus Onslaught is the most broken thing ever.
Until you accidentally use hands and almost deck out.
Supply Squad plus Scrapstorm, because you draw Scrapstorm
Yeah.
and this, so you plus.
Then you do the hand.
Traps, you run Double Vanities. I really like this card.
Triple.
Triple vanity. You're missing your third.
I would consider running 3 because it's really good. And you can turn it off anytime you want with Scrap Dragon, because you'll just pop it yourself, or send a card from the deck to the grave. Double Wiretap, because your plays need to go through, and it's a good card.
Do you not want to run triple?
I found 3 Clogging, actually. Okay. I used to run double Trap Stun, but I like this better. 2 Fiendish, because it's a good card and it's Scrap Dragon food.
Why do you choose this over Breakthrough?
Because Breakthrough isn't Scrap Dragon food, and you don't lose to anything on their turn, except for, like, Pleiades, which this can stop anyway. No. Bad Telenites.
Aww.
Then you run 3 of the 1-ofs. You don't run Compulse, because Compulse is pretty bad this format. Once Shadal's come out, it's going to be really good. Like an OCG, where they run 3 Compulse and 3 Vanities as their trap lineup all the time, which is crazy in my opinion.
Wing Blast should be popular eventually, too.
Or Karma Cut, but these are just really good. This can make your own factory go off. This is just a no card. It says no. And this card is costless.
This card also says no.
And this one's costless.
Yeah.
So that's the main deck. It's 40 cards, obviously, because you run Triple Upstart. Why would you run more?
So it's really 37 cards.
Yeah. It is, which is it really doesn't help that much, but you need as much consistency as you can get. So extra deck, you run double Scrap Twin because you can make it with a Beast and a Golem, which happens a lot. And this card is a double Compulse, so it gets around like Beals, which the deck is a terrible time getting over if they make Beals or something. And the hands. This deck has a horrible time with the hands. So you run a Stardust, but I'll get to that. Then for the 8s, you run triple Scrap Dragon because it lets you pop stuff. And since Factory will trigger, Supply Unit will trigger, and like Scrap effects will trigger because it was destroyed by a Scrap Dragon, which is a Scrap card, you just start plussing all the time if you get this out and pop stuff. Also, it has a secondary effect, which no one knows about, which, I don't know, it's really weird how no one knows it does this, but when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to special summon a Scrap from your graveyard. Like, nobody knows it does that.
Kind of like the second Black Rose effect, that when you're playing Dragon Plants, nobody knows that.
And the Scrap Twin does the same thing. And these can't miss timing, which is really important for the hands right now.
Yeah.
Because it's a when and it's mandatory, so. Then you run a Stardust because hands, and it's just a really good card. This is the only level 7 you run. I'd run Black Rose if I was maining hands, but I don't. Because if Chimera has a restriction where it can only synchro into Scraps, so you need a level 7 if you draw a Goblin and a Chimera. It's also pretty big. So for the rank 4s, because Chimera is a rank 4 engine too, you run double 101 because I don't have an Exciton, so first world Yu-Gi-Oh problems. I don't have an Exciton, so I run double 101, you know?
Ooh, poor me.
Rhapsody, because it's just a really good card. It can banish Lightsworns, which is important.
So good.
If you banish the one-ofs, it's pretty awesome. And then you can equip it to your Exceeds. It's just a really good, very versatile card. This format, it wins the Inzector matchup, and it helps win the Lightsworn matchup.
The Inzector matchup!
Hey, that
it
happened
also,
against John Woo.
Important, though, it can also attack for 0 attack.
So, like, you can bait out the Necrogardenas?
Yeah, yeah. Pretty important.
Ragna 0 because Fire Fists are still a thing, and so are Boojins, and this card's just, it's good for baiting out the hares, baiting out the turtles. I lost to it. Roach because Lightsworns again, and Synchro-based decks. There aren't that many, but this card will win you a match against Lightsworns if they don't have the Dragon Ruler. And even if they do have the Dragon Ruler, if you equip Rhapsody to this, it becomes a 3100. So you pretty much win, unless they have an out.
Rhapsody's only attack, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna fucking moon it. Emerald because, I don't know why this is in here, you really don't need it, because you want all your stuff in the grave anyway, I'll probably take it out. Cowboy because it wins games, and Dweller because it's generic, and it says no to Mermills. So that's the extra 15 cards. Side deck, this is in progress. This is also prepped for shit-all format, obviously with these two. I also used it against Lightsworn. It was okay. It makes them stop for a turn and just let you go, because they're going to start milling and banishing, which is terrible for them. So that's why. Double Encore because the Evil Storm matchup, so you might as well have a 1 card they can't stop. Fader because you get OTK'd, so you run double Max Seas with it as well. It's also tribute fodder for Golem if you draw it. Double MST. I don't like 3. I like 2. 2's fine. Light Mirror, Lightsworn matchup, Boojin matchup. I feel like I'm over-preparing for the Lightsworn matchup, but this deck is a terrible matchup against it, so.
Because it just nukes the field spell.
Yeah. The deck needs time to set up, so if they just destroy everything, you lose. Then you side 2 of the hands, because, you know, hands are just really good in this deck because they're a level 4 engine, so you can sync with them. And you need help with the hat matchup, and the hands are the best thing to side against the hat matchup, because they literally can't get over defense position Ice Hand without Moral Tech, and they'll just pop it and you'll pop something. It's actually really funny. You literally win games just by sitting on the hands against the hat matchup, which won Nats for
all
somehow.
of it was top 4.
I don't know how they did that. That deck is bad.
When you have
it's so easy to play around.
And when you have 3 supply squad, you accidentally deck out.
Yeah, I got to 2 cards in my deck before I was able to Cowboy for a game. So that's the deck. It's a really fun deck to play. I don't know if I'd recommend picking it up because it's pretty pricey. These things are like 7 a piece, and Orthros is like 10.
It's way too expensive for the price point.
Because everything's really old, and cards like
OG Scrap.
This is only Star Strike Blast. It's like $10. It's pretty expensive. If you want a max rarity, all the ultis are like 20. It's like ulti Scrap Dragon's like $25. But I really like this deck. I topped locals today with it. I went X1. I lost to Boojin because game 1 he opened up with triple 10-key Kaiser. I didn't know that was possible.
It's also a competitive local, so that's.
Yeah, which is really weird because Family Fun is terrible, but that's our name. So
shout out Team Family Fun. Shout out Kevin Shea. Shout out
Timmy Turner.
Shout out X14 Evan Baraga.
How do you tie 4 times with Hat?
I don't know.
Well,
all right.
Carefully.
So this is Ryan from Team Family Fun.
Hi. Best video ever.